market is the Paperwhite. And it's something that everybody seems to have. Everybody is either growing them from their little bulbs or they're buying them pre-grown. Some people don't like the scent, but most people do. And it's, for me growing up, my grandmother in Vernon always had big giant bowls of Paperwhite narcissus when we came for Christmas time. So it's very, and that's 60 odd years ago. So this is very evocative of Christmas for me, the scent and everything. Although I can't have it in my house now because my husband doesn't like that fragrance, but I get lots of it here.
So one of our things about Christmas all year round is we want things to be easy, inexpensive, and last well, so that once you've done it, you're not having to fiddle with it all the time. So as you talk about this pot, I'm going to water this because once this is watered, you bought yourself some time.
Okay. All right. Anyway, when you pick up the pots, you'll find that of Paperwhites or amaryllis or almost anything, you will find that's just a delivery man. Don't worry about it. Thank you. That they're quite light. They have to be watered when you get them home. They're shipped quite dry because what you can imagine the boxes and boxes and flats of all these plants coming through the in the greenhouse, getting shipped to the auction, then they're bought in Vancouver, then they're shipped over here, and you're picking up all of these plants, and they weigh a ton when they're wet. So they come quite dry. So Sarah is showing you how to water every single plant.
The water's
in a bucket of water.
The water's over the soil. When the water's going to bubble, when it's done bubbling, it's water.
Orchids.
Anything in a pot.
Anything in a pot. That's how you water it.
Do you do warm or cold? Does it matter?
Lukewarm is.
I do warm because I want my hands not to freeze.
Yeah. Lukewarm, so you're not shocking anything, including yourself.
Does it have to be a bulb to do that?
Nope.
Any plant that comes in a pot, from orchids to your tropical plants to what are the little white things? Cyclamen, anything, azaleas. The same principle applies.
Can you just leave it continually or just when you first
Continually.
When the bubbling stops, it's finished.
So, but you will find, Jane, that when you water like that, you don't need to water a lot, or many times is what I'm saying.
You're buying yourself time.
Yeah.
The pots are coming now with 4 Paperwhites in them, and we find it's an awkward shape to use, or a size to use.
4 bulbs.
4 bulbs.
Yeah.
And so we like to take it apart. Yeah, I was gonna say move over for sure.
Yes, I will.
So again, nothing's being harmed. This is all safe, but we rip it apart. Oh dear. Okay. The deer. So I ripped it apart, or taken it gently apart.
So
Easy peasy.
easy peasy.
That's our motto.
Ramsey, easy peasy. So all the nutrient that this bulb needs, or any bulb needs, is right in the bulb. The water and the nutrients and everything is right inside there. And you can leave this bulb out on a table at this point, and it's going to be good. And we have done that. We've done big platters of, we've cleaned them up, big platters of bulbs just sitting like this. Oh, that, I remember, that's what is in my head. The ballerina thing, yes. And so we built a tutu out of, for one of the ballets last year, out of pussy willow on a mannequin form. And then we took all these bulbs and wove them through. They were all cleaned up and then wove them through the pussy willow. And by the time, and so it's installed for 2 days. And so we did it a few days ahead. And by the time the ballet came along, these were all in bloom. And it was just magical. So that we had Paperwhites and I think little mini daffs and all. It was quite a spring presentation. So it's very architectural if you just leave them on a big platter and let them do their thing. And people, and it's a real talking point too. But just to say that
They don't
need their soil.
They don't
Our
need their
soil
soil.
is about
holding it in place.
Yeah, it's holding it in place. It's the mechanics to hold the bulb up, basically.
So I used my little shot glass with,
I'm sorry.
No,
So
go ahead.
when you do that, do you water them after?
When there's no soil or anything,
Yes.
Just
yeah,
mist
you can mist it. It doesn't. They don't need to be
They don't need
plunged
much.
back. Yeah, yeah.
If they are looking dry, you can, and you don't have them in it, you can take it and just dunk it in water if you want, just like that. But I've used clay sand here as mechanics to hold it in place, and it's also going to help keep it moist.
Good stuff. Hardware store.
You can use soil, you can use rocks. I like the way the sand looks in this container. And
Don't collect sand from the beach. Okay, you're not allowed to anymore. There's salt in it. Yeah. So, by the way, you can't collect driftwood from the beach or sand from the beach. They're still allowing you to collect the kelp and the seaweed and whatnot. But
You're not supposed to take the rocks,
you're not supposed to take the rocks. No.
so just go to your yard or your neighbor's.
Yeah.
Curious about this.
So Dan brought us this last year, and it was my most favorite thing to work with last year. And it
It's
still
a
is.
magnolia. But so most people say, well, it's not in bloom. It's but look at the beautiful structure of that. To me, I have to tell you, it's a star magnolia, right, Dan? Am I right?
Mhm.
Yeah. This is prettier than when it's in bloom. The star magnolia to me is kind of too floppity and not. It looks like I don't know, to my mind, driving by on a horse or galloping past or whatever they say. It looks like
Wet Kleenex.
wet Kleenex. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not my favorite thing, but there are other magnolias that I absolutely adore.
So this is creating interest, and it's also giving the paper ones some support.
Some support.
So I'm going to give you my little paperweight there, the one that's already been cut. It's by the bulb.
This guy.
As your paper whites are coming out, each bulb's going to get a couple shoots. As they
Each bulb will throw 3 spikes.
As that happens, they luckily tend to do it in different order. Like one comes from the next. And if this gets really big and floppy, just cut it off and put it in a little vase and enjoy it as
That
a
gives you as
flower.
much fragrance in gives you as much fragrance in a bathroom that you would ever want.
That's very clever, and it mimics the antler.
Thank you, Cindy. Look at that
Yay,
star.
to the store. Here you
That's really
go.
clever. Oh, goody, there's prizes. I love
One of the
prizes.
things we always want to
Cindy's
do
been to some workshops.
Yeah,
is
still.
always repeat in an arrangement, whether it's with bulbs, with plants, with cuts. And the more you repeat something, the better, you know.
More harmony you create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So it's
success.
like when you get dressed in the morning, khaki jacket, khaki scarf.
Yeah, black and black.
Oh yeah, never mind that.
You know, similar textures, similar colors, similar feeling. You know, if you're repeating shape, the color, and so there's
Rough
been a
texture,
lot
rough
repeated
texture.
here.
Antlers. I mean, it just really, you get a big bang for your
Do we have
buck.
our Toby? Two ladies banging down the door.
Yeah, you get a big bang for your buck here. And even, for your buck. You even the soft, bugs, yeah.
Aw, Dan, you're a gentleman.
What a gentleman.
What a gentleman.
Or we could, so sorry.
Come on in.
You're 10, so.
Oh, shoot, you guys.
Come on.
Okay, so Toby and Jill, this is beautiful, and I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. And feel free if you want to take pictures or
Oh, of course.
any